I have the honor of introducing our next student who was a finalist for the speech at Yankee Stadium. Unfortunately, there were some ignorant people out in the power of the bee that said, that ended up selecting someone else, but their loss. So we thought we'd bring Yankee Stadium to you. And so just a little warm-up graduation practice, but we'll hear from Ashley Anderson.
It is such an honor to be standing here in front of all of you today in the presence of President Sexton, Justice Sotomayor, trustees, honored guests, faculty, friends and family, and of course, my extraordinary classmates. What a journey this has been. I would love to stand here and tell you what a breeze it was to get to this point, that this smile has never left my face. But that could be further from the truth. This NYU journey has been more challenging and emotional than I ever imagined. I want to tell you about the moment I fell in love with our extraordinary school. On a warm April morning, as I was sitting on the steps of the Met, I received an email from Cynthia that I had been chosen to participate in an archaeological excavation in Central Park. Now, some of you may be thinking, archaeology in Central Park? No way! But I can assure you, and Marianne, and Cynthia, yes way, and Suzanne, alongside 14 remarkable New York City scholars, we uncovered a lost history that had been hidden under the dirt of Central Park for nearly 1.5 centuries. Seneca Village was a predominantly African-American community that thrived for nearly 40 years following the abolishment of slavery in New York State. This project spoke to me on a very personal level, one that I'm not sure I can articulate even now, almost a year later. There was something so sacred about spending hours in the dirt, searching and hoping with all our might for any trace of a community that had been nearly erased from history. The suspense was electrifying, even though none of us spoke of it. The artifacts we uncovered gave life to Seneca Village. That life was not always easy, but the Seneca villagers overcame their discrepancies for the sake of maintaining harmony in the community. The 15 of us who worked on the project were blessed to have naturally established that same harmonious rhythm, which made arriving at the park every morning at sunrise a delight, not a chore. My involvement in this project would not have been possible had it not been for my enrollment at NYU. A few months after the dig was over, I received a letter from Steinhardt Dean Mary Braybeck. In her letter, she thanked me for participating in a project that so perfectly supported NYU's dedication to being a university in and of the city. That single phrase, in and of the city, is something we can all relate to. That is the beauty of attending this university. Although we may not have a small, intimate campus, we have New York. The diversity within New York City and at NYU is unbeatable. Our student body alone provides perspectives from all 50 states, as well as from nearly 130 countries. Our daily interactions with people here teach us about their cultures, both implicitly and explicitly. We may not always agree with the way that people live, which is something we all have both witnessed and experienced, I'm sure. Learning how to compromise and understand different cultures leads to true learning. None of it is wrong, it's just different from what we know. Once that understanding is solidified, a community can truly flourish. Our classrooms are excellent representations of the community of New York City and of the world. And that is one of the main reasons I decided to study education at NYU. My students here in the New York City public schools have come from Russia, France, Sierra Leone, China, Brazil, and beyond. The culture they provide us has been invaluable. I feel as though my students have taught me more about the world than I ever thought possible. I love everything about the classroom atmosphere. The laughs, the tears, the perseverance, the frustration, and the drama. But most of all, I love the look on a student's face right after an aha moment. The moment when things finally click. In those moments make every lengthy case study, every hypothetical behavior plan, and every night class very worthwhile. What I will take from my college experience is growth. These last few years, for all of us here, have included numerous accomplishments and hardships, successes and failures, and tears for every possible emotion. My experience at NYU was somewhat atypical, although I think every experience could be considered atypical in its own way. I was a transfer and a commuter student, and therefore had a very difficult time making close friends. Along the way, I realized the validity of a quote from a poem by Maya Angelou. Alone, all alone, nobody, but nobody, can make it out here alone. She is absolutely right. We are inherently social beings, and we are not nearly as strong independently as we are in fellowship. I had no idea how challenging it would be to find a niche in a place with so many people. I will forever carry with me the strongest feelings of respect and admiration for this class. You all have worked so hard to get to this point, and the effort does not go unnoticed. My classmates in the teaching and learning department all agreed that one of the most important things we are taking from this experience is the ability to work in synchronicity with so many different people. That is the ultimate achievement of a community. Communities are not always harmonious and without conflict. It takes respect, understanding, and dedication to keep a community in motion. In this moment, we are gathered in this glorious stadium, donning our violet gowns, at the end of a very grueling chapter in our lives. There were moments when we questioned our sanity for even attempting to conquer this challenge. But we did it. Take in this moment one last time. Accept every compliment. Smile for every picture. Thank every single person who supported you. And wear every tear with happiness, because you deserve it. My heart beats strong